Hi guys, just to let you know, I will be installing a doubled in ALPINE INA W910R on a 330D E46, and as you can see I've already done some work, as in removing all the panels and everything, so that will save us time to get straight to the point of how to install it. The gearbox cover has been taped up so it doesn't get scratched, and everything else has been covered up so it doesn't get scratched. This panel at the moment is the original one, so the head unit has been pulled out, and the control unit, climate control unit, sits at the bottom, has been removed as well. So this unit will now be pulled out as well, removed. You will need to remove these as well. So I'm just going to put this at the top to get full access, and this is the panel that we also need to remove completely to get full access. Right, now just to let you know what's already been done, there is a cover here which is actually the duct, and that will also be removed and cut into a particular design. The key on installing a double in system is what to cut out from the air duct, which is at the bottom, at the back of the car, of the console. So as you can see, there has been a line that's already been marked, and this is a template that has been downloaded from one of the websites that would allow you to cut to the right size. The template is actually from a right-hand drive car, so all we have to do is turn this around, fold it the other way, and that would make it a left-hand drive. So as you can see, this is roughly what we need to cut out. So we need to make a mark on the console, on the duct air vent, so we know what we're cutting out. What I've done is taken, instead of paper, I've also used a plastic for the same cutout to make sure that we get the right markings and have no issue. There are clips at the top, as you may have seen in various other videos, that the clips you need to remove this panel, and this panel is removed. Right, hello once again. I think I had to stop the video. Right, once the panel has been marked for the correct cutout, it's best to remove the front part with the clips, so when that's removed it will give you more access to and less issues with cutting. And I've also put a plastic piece at the bottom, so if there's any dropping, it just doesn't go at the bottom of the radiator of the cooler, it just falls out. So anyways, this is the mark that I've made, and I will be using a Dremel, as you can see, to cut out that piece here all the way there, and then hopefully you should be able to see the result once it's done. We'll get back to you once it's cut out, so you should be able to see the finished product. Okay. Right. Hi. So we have now cut the console top part with a Dremel, and as you can see, it's now all come loose, and the part that obviously there we go, it snaps out in place. So here we are. We have now roughly cut out the piece of the air vent, and that would give us more access. The parts obviously that are funny enough, there's not much dropping because of the Dremel, which was just melted the plastic at the same time while it was cutting because of the heat. And here we have the panel which has been cut. So if we now try to put this panel back on to see how it looks and how much have we cut, because obviously we need to measure it roughly. that's how much has been taken off. Now at the same time, what I would show you is that I have a panel which has already been cut now, and also a bracket that has been bought from a company called Janice, which is fine. So as you can now see that the bracket lines up correctly with the cut. At the same time, now we need to cut this part off from the frame. So if we remove all of this and go back in, show you how much space we have achieved in terms of cutting. There we go. So as you can see, we have almost cut to the right angle, which is there and there. It should give us enough space to then insert our stereo. I could perhaps show you the stereo, which is just here. Which is here. There it goes. As you can see, it's now all the way gone in. And if we see the back, it's gone in as well, and this is just about the right size. So yeah, it's the part that was obviously stopping it has now been cut out. So all we now need to do, as this has already been marked as well, so we just need to cut this piece out with the Dremel, this piece out here. Obviously we would use the same template that we used on the other side, and that would give us the idea of how much we need to cut out. And just make sure we don't want to remove the temperature sensor bracket, because it has to go in the same place. Yes, the air vent will not work. This is a right-hand drive BMW, so there will be issues with that, and unfortunately that has to be sacrificed, because the doubled in will stop it from working from one of the vents, so it can leave it open or closed. Hopefully I'll continue the video once I've cut the furthermore bits, so you guys can see, but this is pretty much how it will go in. You do have a fascia here as well, which I'm trying to find. The fascia is here. We obviously haven't been taken out shrink wrap yet, but here it is. This is how it will look. If you guys just bear with me, I should be able to open it up and try it out. Hold on. Right, so here's the fascia. It would look, once that's all in, it will look like this. If it's not going in, obviously we can cut the piece of the back more, but the template is very good. It allows us to fit the unit straight in place, and hopefully now all we need to do is put the fixings on, and that is pretty much it. The main part of installing a doubled in an E46 is only about cutting the duct at the back, which obviously some people may find it quite drastic. It's not normal to cut air vents out of cars at the back when you're installing a head unit, but unfortunately with the E46, the initial console that BMW designed was a singled in or the doubled in, which looks like a doubled in, which is by BMW, which is also an L-shaped unit which will go in. You could buy a third-party unit nowadays, an Android unit, which I did, and I used it for a month and it just keeps crashing and the sound quality is very poor, and it's not worth it. It's not worth buying it at all. if you want to spend some money, get something decent like an Alpine or a Pioneer or a Kenwood or any make you like, but something that has been around for a while and obviously you used it as well. These cheap unbranded units, they look the same as they would because they're designed to look like an OEM unit, but the sound quality is very poor, performance is very poor, and because the performance would deteriorate as time would go on, by that time, if you're buying it from eBay, you won't be able to return it, because by the time it fails to work, you can't return it. And it's a pain in the back, because from anything you buy from China, you can't return it back straight away, and it takes a long time to get around to getting a refund. So it's best not to actually go down that route. I mean, I know this is quite painful, but I think this is a lot better than going through the pain of returning something and then not getting your money back. So yeah, these units are, I mean, this particular one that I'm using is the W910R, which you can see from here. These are brilliant units, and obviously they can't really go wrong with Alpine, one of the best manufacturers out there. So I'll get back to you on this, but I've seen many videos on YouTube, but I don't believe I've seen any that would allow you to show you exactly what to cut out. I mean, there's many forums out there that would actually show you pictures of what's been cut, but this is a you know, a real-time video that is showing you how it's been cut and what's being used to cut as well. So I mean, that would, hopefully this will help you install your unit. If there's any question, you're welcome to ask me, because this is the this is, I mean, I've done E46s before as well, which is the reason why I'm a lot more comfortable with cutting them out straight away. I'll continue this video shortly. Thanks for watching. Hello guys, just to let you know, the panel is now being cut with the Dremel again. Here is the Dremel, and it's just going through right now with all the panels gently, going through all of them, all the markings, and hopefully this piece will then be detached. And as you can see, it's following a line, and hopefully the template as it's been marked will then cut out this piece, and I'll let you know when it's complete. Hello again, just to show you, with the help of a Dremel, I have managed to cut a piece out of this. As you can see, it's just been detached now, so it's a way of cutting it. Might not be the way, but it's a way of cutting it, and it will give you quite customized results depending on how you wish to install it. Because the second obviously part would be to cover it up, which I would show you once I have it all, which is going to be used by a there we go. So it's pretty much it, you know. It gives you that that gap where the head unit needs to go in. If it's not fitting in, obviously we need to cut it a bit more. Obviously the template it's a good guide to use, and once you've got the tools there, just a matter of getting it right. So it's most important to make sure that we have the head unit straight into the dashboard, and make sure that it fits well. It's important when we create the cover for this that it also has enough slack to use the wires that we're going for the head unit at the back, because if we cut it very close, then the head unit would be a very tight squeeze, and the wires at the back would struggle to be in place, and I don't think that's something that we want to do. But here you go, as you can see, this is I've taped it all up here so it doesn't get scratched and everything. But it gives you an indication. Hopefully this will help some of you who have made various attempts by looking at various other forums and still not comfortable with what needs to be done. On a right hand drive, obviously the flap over here, as you can see, this will become redundant. You can leave it open or closed, it's up to you. I mean, I'm not, and this is the other one here, which will hopefully operate as it should, because there is enough gap for it to open and close on this side. But on the right hand drive obviously it's a bit different, and as you can see Janice has obviously created a plastic rod, extended it and all of that, but I don't really think it's really worth the effort, to be honest, because I mean, who sits on the passenger side footwell? I mean, so far as the front ones are working, that's the main thing. So thanks for watching. I'll update you more further once when I make more progress. Thanks. Hello guys, just to show you now, it's been cut. As you can see, this is the actual space that requires head unit to be inserted into the front dash. Also, just to let you know, the actual obviously case of the plastic is that, right, and the modified version looks like this. So if you see, it's been obviously cut as well, so the pieces that need to be removed from the panel, or it needs to be Dremel cut out, is from here and about there, and all that. These pins need to be removed as well, and that all needs to be removed as well from this section. So that would leave you with something that looks like this. So when you insert the actual unit itself, the case plastic, it would give you a space so the double din can go in. And when we use the bracket, which is made by company, will then sit flush in there, and you can then put in your own unit in and mount the screws onto the unit so it stays in place and doesn't roll back. And the next part is to now cover the area that we've cut. So what we're going to do is that I'm going to use a piece of cardboard first to make a template, and I have bought a sheet of 0.5 mil thick sheet of steel, which I will be then cutting and then forming it into a space where it would then fit in here, and see what's the best way to actually put it in place, either glue it in or put in some screws to put it in place. And obviously won't look as neat as it would be, but because we have to use masking tape and all sorts of other products, we just keep it fastened secure, and also you don't want any moisture coming through because it's an air conditioned duct, so you might get some moisture coming through, and you don't want the head unit to suffer that. So which is the reason why I'll be using various other pieces of plastic and stuff to actually just make sure it's thick as possible, to prevent it from letting any moisture through. Alright, I'll let you know how it goes, but any questions feel free to ask. And this is the progress at the moment. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, just to let you know, I have now cut all the panels out, and also put in a thin layer of plastic with duct tape on. It's flexible, as you can see, so if the head unit needs to be pushed back, it can. And it's just been sealed with duct tape and also with silicone. So that's all been done now, so it's all dried up, and as you can see, now I'm going to be putting on Dynamat. So what this would allow us to do is that it just gives that more security in terms of air and dampness. Mainly, we don't want any dampness coming through because the temperature would change, and the head unit would be throwing hot air, and if the aircon is on, it would be really cool, and there would be a chance of moisture building up in there, so we don't want that to happen. So I'm putting down Dynamat, so in winter hopefully that will be sticking like anything, because it's heat. It needs heat to stick, so that would be great. So yeah, this is pretty much it, and after that I'll be putting the head unit back in and putting all these wires. As you can see, they're all over the place at the moment. The main point of the video was to show you guys that, you know, how to cut this up and what's the best way to make a vent. I mean, there are various other ways to do this, but I mean, this is one of the methods that I use. So I hope this will help you. And until next time, thank you for watching. Hi everyone, just to let you know, I have now installed the doubled in head unit. As you can see, it's still all open and the Dynamat is at the bottom. And let me show you, that's how it goes in at the back. It's all been tucked in all the way, and the source, as you can see, it should be able to come up with.
Use his final month in the...
There we go. And at the same time, I've got the install stock as well. So when you press that, it comes back with the result. I've also, obviously, it comes with an iPod lead, which I have now installed here. It comes out from the glove compartment from the top, and just tucked away the iPod in here, as you can see there. And then all you have to do is just close that, and then if you were to go into there, you can hear that, see that. So this is basically, this is the iPod. So it will play the same tune, so it will change the tunes, and you can listen to it from here. Come fly with me, let's fly away. It's a beautiful unit. Bluetooth has also been connected, so you can see all the phone calls would come up here as well. And the SD card you don't need to worry about, because that has the maps and you don't want to install anything on the SD card. I don't know why they put the option there, because Alpine have just said that when I spoke to Alpine, don't use the SD card for anything else, otherwise it's just not, the maps on it's not going to work correctly. So there's nothing on the SD card. As you can see now, it's jammed. It's trying to connect to the SD card and it can't play anything from the SD card, so it's just silly to actually use it. So if you go back in, you've got different options here again. Changer is for the AINet cable, which is not here. Auxiliary 2, I have plugged something in the auxiliary, as you can see, which is here. Now this is an extra point, so I'm thinking what to plug into this at the moment, because what I have also bought is an extra connector to install in the car, so that would probably point to that. So if I have my screens at the back which need to be connected, I can use them as well. DVB, I don't have a TV tuner on this, so there's no point of even using it. And that's for the reverse camera. I don't have that installed at the moment. And that's pretty much it. It's all important to remember to leave enough space in the back when we're looking at this head unit and installing it, because if there's not enough space, it'll not open and close properly, which I did discover it while I've been installing it. So here we go. So that's open, and then you can just go close. As you can see, it's a smooth open and close. What I've noticed is that if it is not installed properly, you'll notice that there is a bit of a noise coming from the unit itself, because it can't open and close properly. But yep, that all seems to be done well, and it's looking good, so I hope this helps. Any questions, please feel free to ask. And yeah, I just need to obviously install the the unit back in again, and also the climate control unit as well, and then put everything back together, and a double install should be complete. Thank you guys for watching.